I'm waiting to talk to a man who's the public face of the German car industry, which employs hundreds of thousands of people. What does Mathias Wissmann think about German trade ties with the United States? The head of Germany's Automotive Industry Association has just 15 minutes for me. He's much sought after right now. Protectionism is back in fashion. What does that mean for the German car industry?
Raising artificial barriers to protect yourself against competition might offer a short-term advantage, but in the mid to long term, your own economy's ability to compete will suffer because it doesn't have the benefits of facing up to competitors. I don't think protectionism is a wise long-term strategy, and certainly not for the United States.
But US President Donald Trump says there are too many German cars on America's roads and too few American cars on German roads.
How many Chevrolets do you see in Germany? Maybe none? Okay, not too many. How many, you don't see anything over there. It's a one-way street. It's got to be a two-way street. I want it to be fair, but it's got to be a two-way street.
But the facts show another picture. In 2016, Volkswagen, BMW and Mercedes had a US market share of 7.6%. In the same year, US car makers General Motors and Ford cornered a European market share of 13.5%. The Americans have a much stronger presence in Europe than German car makers in the US.
In no way do we have the attitude that America is purely an export market for us. We have a strong manufacturing presence there. We stand for hundreds of thousands of jobs. We're part of America's industrial base, and I think once everyone's understood that, then all the excitement will just die down.
This is the Volkswagen plant in Chattanooga, Tennessee. German car makers employ 110,000 people in the US, including 77,000 in the supply chain. Adding the dealerships and repair shops linked to their brands, the numbers rise to several hundred thousand. Last year, 850,000 units rolled off German car makers' production lines in the US. 41% of them were sold on the domestic market. 25% were exported to Europe, 25% to Asia. Germany's car makers are highly globalized.
Let me put a number to it. 20 years ago, we made 4 million cars a year in Germany and 1 million around the world. In the year that just ended, 2016, we made 5.7 million cars in Germany, but around the world we made 10 million. And production in places like the US has profited handsomely from that.
German car makers have 3 plants in the US. All of them, including BMWs, have some of their parts made in Mexico. But recent noises from the White House mean that automotive supplies from Mexico could be hit with a 35% import tax. That would increase car makers' US production costs enormously. So do you think a trade war is looming on the horizon?
You know, my opinion is that it's better to calm people down. It's no good to head straight for confrontation. I think discussions are always preferable.
Mathias Wissmann hopes Washington will appreciate the logic of his arguments. He believes it's only a matter of time.